Hello, it is Shoshie from Shoshie's Magnificent Minis, and we are live already because I was spacing out and was not paying attention to the time. And it's good to see everybody. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. And I see that Echo is with me. Hello, Echo. I'm so glad that you could make it. I didn't know that you were going to be here this morning. Yay, thank you so much for the host. So, yay, Artie Wolf, thank you so much. Good morning. We kind of just started a little bit early. Like, basically what happened was I was derping around and realized that it's time to go live. So there was very little intro. There was like 2 minutes of building up. Good morning, Talagar777. Also, we had a follow earlier this morning. I gotta double check to see who it was. Let me see if I can use my mouse. Oh, that's what it said. Hang on. No yak. That's right. So I'm gonna write that down. Go. We have followers here. And thank you so much for following, Mr. Snowyak. Here we go. He was putting up the Yuletide clock up. Yeah, exactly. Am I wearing two shirts? I am wearing I'm wearing a long sleeve shell and a t-shirt because it's a little bit cool this morning and I get cold, so I didn't want to be too cold. So. Good morning, Voodoo Mistress. All right, so this is Salamanca. Let me find the head for you to show you. She is this beautiful model by Aradia Miniatures. I'm trying to figure out how to show you. So, that show up on camera pretty well. So she is. This hat is all done. And you can see I just airbrushed it, which is why it's so beautiful and smooth. And then all I had to do then was shade down and highlight up and then add the details. And that was pretty much almost the same thing for the face. There was just very little I needed to do. I was really happy. And I'm not like a big fan of like the smooth thing, but I was pretty happy. Hello, Silvernail. Oh, great. Yes, then you'll like this video because it's another big one. So this is Salamanca, and I've got her in a few pieces here. Let me carefully take her out of this. So I've got her in there's the cauldron, the body, the head, which is done. I've got this large part of her staff. This model is absolutely huge. So this actually fits like that. So that part is not done. There's a cape even. I did finish the cape mostly last night. There might be some little touch-ups I'll have to do. That's her cape. And then she's also got this little satchel bag thing that I'm still working on that is also in the works. And I have to do all of that. And of course her arms. And she also, there's a little spot back here for like a little teddy bear that is missing. I actually wrote to Aradia. They're sending me another one because it did not come with it. Hello, Atalari. How are you? Good morning. And so, yeah, there's just some little touch-up spots I'm going to be working on. I've been working on the stripes on her legs. This whole legging part is going to be striped. And it is not easy to layer orange over purple. I did it okay with this one, but it took me a while. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside and let's see. This is mostly done. I've got to do more work down here on the skulls. I'm going to do some like cool rune work on this smoke cloud. And after that, this is pretty much almost done. Oh, and this little skull up here, and of course her hand. Yeah, that one is mostly done, so I'll set that aside for now. I've got my palette, which I've been using the Stay Fresh palette by Redbox Games. I really love it. It's it keeps stuff nice and wet the whole time I'm using it. These are really the main pieces that I've got left to work on, and this is a commission. I guess I will work on. I'll work on the side. Why not, right? I mean, well, it's actually not that interesting. Let me work on the body. Guys, stay away from me. All right, I want to make sure you guys stay away from me, so I'll work on the body. That part's more interesting. Set this all over here. So how was everybody's weekend? Silvernail has a grand invested in Katie and needs to get it painted. I actually am the same. I have quite a bit in Keen Death invested as well. It's so funny. Alright, so let's see, where am I going to see this? Oh, and I'm going to show you guys on the back here. So this is some spots where the airbrush missed, but it's really not that difficult to go back in and get some coverage. I'm using scale 75 paints on this primarily, and except for the orange, I've been real happy with how opaque it is and nice. I used a little bit of Vallejo earlier on. Okay, so the important thing here is when I make a blend, because I want it to blend in with the airbrush that's already there. So I'm just going to go in and paint some. This is going to be an interesting stream because I'm not sure how much teaching I'm doing. I'm just mainly, I guess maybe show and tell. That's probably the closest thing. You guys can certainly ask me questions while I'm working. That's always been the fact. Okay. So I've got a little white I'm mixing in because this is lighter. And what I've been doing here is just quite a lot of wet blending. That's what I've been finding I've been doing the most of. I really hope this works out because the trouble with commissions on stream is that sometimes I end up taking a little extra too long on it because I'll have to go back and fix stuff that I would have probably done correctly. I'll just have to watch what I'm doing. A little bit of green blended in there. Green and purple makes a gross color, like a puce. So I've got to watch that. Maybe fade that into, yeah. Make sure that the green stays more prominent. So the good thing about orange, purple, and green is they're tertiary colors, so they always look great together on a model. Brown is like basically a shade of orange, so that's why I've got brown in here, is because that's like a darker version of orange. Again, it will look good with this. I've got a little bit of red here, but I've got it tempered with my orange because I want this little demon to read as more orange than red. It's like standing on his head over here. And I can use a little peach too if I want. That's good. Howdy, creative. Hello. Good morning. What has everybody been up to for this weekend? I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a darker color, like a gray or a black on these ropes. I'm not sure. Yeah, that actually looks nice. I knew I wanted to add a black somewhere, but I just didn't know where. Aw, thank you, Glacier Eyes. That's so sweet. I'm painting Salamanca from Aradia Miniatures. They're one of my favorite miniature companies. And I am always excited to paint their figures. I have, is this my first, no, this is probably my second or third Aradia commission. Actually, I really like that black right there. I have no idea what this circle is right here. Does anybody have any idea? Like, is it a vent? I don't even know. There's like a little circle ring on her pant leg right here. Oh, good. Yeah, I put a link to the mini in my notes as far as so the bot will be tweeting it, and you guys can go take a look at how the box art looks. And I want to point out right now that I'm having to do a little bit of layering with yellow because for some reason the scale 75 orange is super duper transparent, and so I have to highlight with yellow first. Genuine Vision is auto hosting. Awesome. You didn't quite understand what exactly did you color with the airbrush. Okay, so let me explain. The airbrush, this was a really different process than what I normally do. So what I did was I zenithal primed her with Stynylrez priming. I used black, primed the whole thing in black, so you can still see like some of the black shining through. Then I took a little bit of white and I added it over like in gradients, and I just slowly made it go from like a darker gray to a lighter gray to white, like finally white in some spots. And let me show you the cauldron. Good example, because the cauldron was pretty much white. That's why this is so vivid. So then after that, I base coated everything that I wanted colored. Like I base coated the purple, I base coated the green, the brown, and that might have been it. Oh, the demons. Did I do the demons in a pink? The demons were originally pink, and then I've added like orange to them after the fact. And I'm not 100% happy with them just yet. I feel like they're really rough in some spots. Maybe they just need more transitions. Oh yeah. Maybe some purples. Yeah, the demons are I think I started with pink. So you can see back here, I've really cleaned up a lot of everything, so it's harder to see. But now when I'm painting, this brush is too tiny. All I have to do is come back in and just smooth things out a little bit with my base color. Now this is all too dark. There we go. What I found was when I did the airbrush base, coming back in was so easy because I'm just like shade down a little bit and then highlight up, and it's so fast. There we go. I avoid that whole chalky mess It's a little bit brushy right here because of I accidentally got the dark color on it. See, that's the trouble with streaming, is that I'm not 100% sure that streaming this is going to work, but we'll try it. Oops, see, that's too light. There we go. Somewhere in between. Part of the problem is that I left the actual color that I used to base coat is upstairs. So I'm kind of eyeballing it, which is okay. It's harder. Okay. That's gonna work okay. I do like that black underneath. So, primer plus base coat color with the airbrush. Yes. Yep, and I did not do really any highlighting or anything with the airbrush. Not really. Everything was... I might have done the purple first here and then white back over it and then the green on top of that. But other than that, I don't think I did a lot. So this is zenithal lit, and I'm thinking if I use a more red purple, it's gonna look better. Transition that. Part of the thing with off source lighting is that it's not really as, it shouldn't be as vivid as this. I just want it to be sort of an underglow. So it's like the purple is being lit by the green light. A little bit too dark right now. You should do something there. The demon in the cauldron is melting. Yeah, he is. The demons here kind of don't make sense. We've got one underneath the cauldron, and then two in it. And I left a little bit of this overspray because I figured that, you know, you might be able to see his body through the goo that he's swimming in or whatever. Yeah, but he's definitely melting. I wanted that there on purpose, though. See, that purple looks really nice over that green right there. Did I airbrush coat on her face or just glaze over it with zenithal? No, I did airbrush her face. Let me get that. That's the thing, is that I've never done this before. I airbrushed her face with just one coat of like a flesh tone, and then everything else was soft glazes, and I was amazed at how beautiful. This is probably the most beautiful face I've ever painted. And the eyes, everything just completely came out amazing. Her eyes don't look green at all in this light, but they're supposed to be green. They're like sort of that bright, yeah, I guess they look a little bit green. The highlights make it kind of appear a little bit lighter. But seriously, I'm just blown away, and I may have to do a tutorial just on how I did this, because if you guys could airbrush and get this kind of effect, it would change everything for you. It changed everything for me. I'm pretty, yeah. It is one of the best faces I've ever. This whole hat right here is like the best hat I've ever done either. All right, so back to her. Let's see. I'm going to use a little bit of blue up here. And a lot of times, like I do this, I'll mix. It's basically I'm mixing right onto the piece. But it's so thin, you can see how thin my paint is, that it's okay because it doesn't really coat it too much. All right, we're gonna make that little thing black as well. Actually a dark gray. Yes, I can't do it today, but I will think about, I'm trying to think if there's something I can do skin tutorial on with that, because maybe I've got another bust I can use. I'll have to look. Actually, I do. Boudica. I have a Boudica bust I could totally do. Oh, that'll be so nice. Wow. I also have the Scar bust from Privateer Press, but I think Boudica's better because, well, I guess I could do Scar with human skin too. Tutorial hype! Yes! Yeah, you guys will like that. Okay. Can you see how I'm just doing a little edge? Well, it's called dark lining. And I've got a Raphael. No, sorry, this is a Winsor Newton Zero. And that's why it's working so nicely for me. Winsor Newton. And okay, so the style of this mini is completely different than what I usually paint because of the airbrush. But it's also, the style of the mini is perfect for this kind of style, because this mini is like one of those Japanese figures. It's sort of like a figure model. I don't know what to call them. They make these Japanese garage kits, and this is more like a garage kit in the size and spec. Yeah. Alright, what color should I make this little dealy right here? Probably, let's do a lighter purple and see what that looks like. Guys, just tipped $5. Thank you so much, Glacier Eyes. You're awesome. I really appreciate that. Yay, cat hair! Cosmo! How are you? I don't know if I like that lighter. I think I want it more reddish. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that much better. Cute. Yeah, Friday, I don't know what it was. I was feeling so weird. I basically ended up going back to bed at like from 1 o'clock until 4. I think I ended up sleeping. I had a little bit of a headache as well. It wasn't like terrible. I just was not feeling good enough to stream. And you know, sometimes it's better to not stream at all than to have a bad stream. You know what I mean? Alright. So, but I'm really, really psyched about this piece right here. So I can highlight the purple with this reddish purple. Look at how pretty that looks next to the orange. And you can see how I'm putting it up next to the orange stripe. It just vibrates. And I was explaining how the transparent orange makes it so that I have to base this orange with a little bit of yellow. The cat is going nuts over there in the sun. How do I say this name? Cestostine. Oh, that's a tricky word to say. Cestostine is now following. S-C-S-T. There's two S-T's. T-I-N-E. Thank you so much for following and welcome. You're late for class because your wife let you sleep in, Mighty Quan. That's funny. Oh, I wanted to let you guys know, some of you may know this already, but this month is September for Twitch. And it's kind of cool because if you do sub to me or anyone on Twitch, actually, for this month, Twitch is giving 50% off of the sub costs. So normally a $24.99 sub is going to cost you $24.99, but this month it'll be half of that. So what's that? 12? What's half of 24? Yeah, it's like about 12 something. So you get a really good deal. Plus, for my channel, some of you guys have already taken advantage of this, and I need to get with you and schedule some time. Because if you're subbing to me for $24.99, you also are getting a 30-minute coaching, a one-on-one coaching with me. Either Skype or Google Hangouts. We'll get together and we will get some painting lesson one-on-one. So I'm super psyched about that because I really enjoy doing those. Really like that. I'm going to leave that for now, and then I'm going to go back around the other side of her leg because I want these all to connect. Let's see. So far, this is the funny thing. Listen to this. So I have 6 people who are subbed at the $24.99 right now. One sub at the $24.99 level counts the same as if 6 people sub to me. So other than those 6 people who are at the $24.99, I have, oh my goodness, whew, a big yawn. I have 34 people sub to me. The funny thing about that is that the people who are the 34 people each count as 1 sub, which is really awesome. But those 6 people count as, I think, 36 people. 6 times 6 is 36. Yeah, right? In math, I can't. Especially on a Monday morning. Anyway, my point being is that all really helps me as far as hopefully on my journey to being partnered, because I know that Twitch is looking for video game numbers nowadays, or even their creative partners. At least that's what it seems like. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't known anybody in the creative sector who has become partners since they opened up affiliates. Oh, yay. Who's just started following? Oh, it cannot. I'm going to try to spell that. Let's see if I can write it. We're going to try. I think it might be Korean. I can't tell. There's like a little. How about this? For Monday morning? I'm actually writing your name. The best I can, anyway. Is that right? And then a little circle. And then this. Yay! And it looks like it says YTIM C1, wait, 21C. PK YT Kim 21C. There we go. Oh, I get it. It is a color. Woohoo! Did I miss an equal? There, like that. Good morning. Hey, Rukin. Thank you so much for following and welcome. Tell me where you're from. There we go. So you guys can watch me freehand. Freehand on stream, no less. Which is kind of nerve-wracking. Oh, you have to whisper one of my mods. We don't do links here unless they're moderated. See how nice this orange looks over the top of this yellow? So if you're having trouble layering a color, go a couple shades lighter, like a yellow or a white or something, and then layer that color on top. Like oranges and reds and yellows are very transparent, so they often need a base color underneath them. Especially if they're going over a darker color, like this purple. Love it. Alright, so getting these to connect is going to be tricky because I can't really see as well. Here we go. Thankfully, I have a steady hand. Like a guardian. You like, oh, like Gundam. You like Gundam. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. I like Gundam too. I think I followed you. I remember now. This is my miniature. I have painting Salamanca. This goes on her head right here. And then she stands right here. Like this. It will be one piece eventually. But yeah, I cannot tell you guys how happy I am with her face. I don't think I've ever painted such a nice face. We can all be a little proud of our achievements, right? It's tricky. I'm being quiet while I paint this little thin line. I'm not as concerned back here because it is in the back, but I want it to at least connect up. Ah, thank you. My Facebook is nice. Did I paint her alternate head? No, here's her alternate head. It's so ugly. I was like, look at this. Ew, why would I put such an ugly head on such a beautiful body? Now, it's funny because the client was like, oh, we could magnetize it. And I was like, no, there's no way. Because you'd have to magnetize the head and the hat. And it's just, I was like, no, I'm painting what I like, period. Yeah. What do you guys think of the alternate head? I mean, if you're gonna spend $70 on a model and spend this much time on it, are you gonna put this head on it? She's beautiful on the inside, right? No. I like it when models come with different options. But sometimes some options are just better than others. I did make the right call. Not even gonna lie. Plus, as a painter, I know that I'm gonna be, showing off my work, and I know that I am as a painter, I'm gonna be better at painting a pretty face than an ugly face, just because that's my personal style. Alright, that looks pretty decent. And I can go in and clean up inside of that line pretty easily with this purple. See? There we go. And that actually looks really nice when you do the purple. It makes everything look nice and crisp. See? You magnetize all the white speaker heads. Wow. That is pretty adventurous, because there were a lot of little pieces and parts to her. Absolutely. Okay, do you see how just on this spot I'm going over that with the yellow, and that's okay because that is a highlight anyway. And that yellow is drying out on my brush. It's starting to get a little bit like cottage cheese on me. We'll go back in and get some. Very demanding, but you needed a challenge. I would love to see that sometime. To Glacierize, do you have a Imgur or a Instagram? Whisper me a link and I'll post it so everybody can see. You think a 2mm magnet would work? Oh, you got an Instagram? I follow on there already? Oh, good. I'll have to take a look then. Got a new follower. Thank you so much, Kim. Come back. Did I miss a follower? There we go. It's Baloo 999999. Hi, Baloo. So you've got 6 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you so much for following and welcome. Where are you from? We're painting Salamanca from Aradia Miniatures. It's a sculpt was concept by Stefano Moroni from Italy, and it was sculpted by Georgie George. There we go. There's actually one of our Twitch streamers is going to be doing a Kickstarter for Aradia, and it's Treverian. He's working on a nice piece for them. Hey, Fen Paints! It's been forever. How are you? I'm painting Salamanca, and I need this to be a little bit more red. Yeah, that is awesome. I love that color right there. I'm going to add a little bit of orange to it. There we go. It'll go with her hat. Where'd her hat go? Check this out, Fen. Did you get a chance to see this yet? Working on this girl. I'm feeling guilty about my card. Yes, sort that out. Just, you don't... I think I complicated it by asking for chocolate, but you don't need to send anything but the card if that would be easier. If you need me to PayPal you some cash, just let me know. It's no problem at all. Seriously. And we can actually make it look as if her leg is highlighted by just shading down with a different color here. And it gives us volume for the leg. And I'm going to add a little bit right here too, because we want that whole side of the leg to be shaded. I just glazed a little bit over that orange bit. It also kind of, when you glaze like that over the whole thing, it kind of, what do you call it? It makes it all work together. I don't know what the right word is. Kind of flattens things out a little bit so that it looks as if it goes together. So there's a big old cat hair right there. Yuck. Just need to build something and make sure it doesn't bend in the post. Aww. The chocolate did complicate things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's so funny. I'm so sorry. Awesome. Yes, she does have a cute smirk, and I love it because I have a similar kind of lopsided grin like that. A little bit of blue up here. Let's do a little bit of blue here too. I still can't make out what this is. Anybody have any idea what this would be? It's like a weird little circle dot thing right there. And I have no idea what. Let me go look at her. Let me look at the website real quick and see what they did with it. Let me look this up on AradiaMiniatures.com. One of the things that's nice about seeing box art is you can just use it as a reference. .com, Salamanca. It's Luoseg. Thank you so much for following. Let me write down your name. S-E-G. And welcome. Thank you. I was just looking up Salamanca from Aradia Miniatures to figure out what this little circle thing is. And I'm trying to see what they did with it. It might just be a little... Doesn't seem to show me any photos. Wait. There we go. I don't see it on this one. That's so funny. Maybe it's just a defect. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it looks... It's so funny. Based on what they did for the artwork here, it doesn't look like... It looks like they sanded it off completely. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it in there because I don't know how to sand it off at this point, so we're gonna make it look like it's on purpose. And I have this lovely color right here. We'll just make it like some sort of button. A brass button. That'll work. A button in the middle of her leg. Hey, Silvernail. Yeah, maybe just a ring sewn on, exactly. You follow me? Yeah, I'm on Mondays from 7 to 9 a.m. like right now. I'm on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 in the afternoon. Or sorry, in the evening. Hey! Hey, Drenay, how you doing? Yeah, I think it is a button. Treating it as a ring. Sounds good to me. And then what was the other thing? I lost my train of thought now. Oh, 7 to 9, and then on Fridays from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. That is my schedule. There we go. That's that really pretty reddish purple I'm putting here to straighten out the lines a little bit. Go. Happy with that. Typical Monday. Yeah, I'm pretty tired this morning. You asked me already, but maybe I missed it. Is her shirt and jacket? Yeah, so okay, so she's got a little like a shirt here, like a little undershirt kind of top. And then she's got a brown jacket. And then brown shorts, and she's got this strange like wrap on her arm, and I haven't figured out what color. I think this is also going to be like arm colored, but it's tricky. I can't. No, actually, that whole thing is brown. There we go. It's kind of ambiguous over here on her arm. because it's difficult to tell what becomes flesh and what becomes armor. I'm just treating this whole thing as if it's brown. So a little bit of flesh tone in it to make it into a softer brown. Here we go. Yeah, I brown or leather, whichever, you know. I like it. Again, we're kind of doing this whole thing in sort of a, I can't remember those garage kit type styles. So that means that everything is smooth. So we won't have a very ultra textured brown like I would normally do with leather. I need to go back and give this another layer after it's dry. She's a witch, so it's the flesh of her enemies. Okay, I won't tell anybody, Nick Claxton, that you're working at work or that you're watching at work. Self-educating, right? It's educational. We could figure out a way that mini painting is a productive thing to do at work. Pangu, thank you so much for following. Let's write down your name here. Let's see. Running out of print. I'm gonna put it right here. Woohoo! Welcome. Go ahead and whisper to me, Glacier Eyes. I don't know if, hey, let me see if any of my mods are on. I don't think they are. Echo, are you online right now? Can you mod for me right now? I don't know if he's here. He was here a little bit ago. He was the only mod that I saw online earlier. You can feel free to whisper to me. I can still post it. Echo, 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 yeah. I'm toning down all the screen over here because it's not only really bright, but it's just a little too much for what I'm doing. Need to go lighter. No mods online. It's okay. You can whisper me. Tallery, welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, we got one leg striped. We're gonna have to add some stripes down here. I am going to start with the yellow stripe here. Go. Slurped a little bit too much. Yeah, and fix it. Fix it. Really need this yellow to be my base because the orange is not wanting to lay nice on top of that purple at all. I can turn around and connect it as I'm going. And actually with the yellow, what's nice is it'll look good with that green. I was looking up online last night, what color does orange turn when green light hits it? And it's kind of interesting because it does turn sort of an interesting brown color. You have to think about stuff like that when you're painting. If you're painting with light will change your colors. So what color is your light? Is your light green? So if your light is green, that's going to shift everything into a green tint. So what happens to orange when it turns green? We can actually add a little green to this yellow so that we have the right color. I don't know if that's going to work or not. You can see how many layers this takes. I'm actually going to leave that off. It's sort of like a light yellowish orange color to compensate for the green. And then I'll just glaze a little bit of green over the top of it. Right? And then we're going to get in here with our purpley and blue colors. Lots of back and forth. Can you guys believe that September is here and it's almost over with? It's like not almost over with. It's just, it seems like the summer went by just so fast. It's crazy. There's a little roughness to the sculpt right here. Trying to work with it. And then all of this part of the leg is got lots of folds and fabric, so it's drawing it freehand on stream is I have to pretty much shut up and just do it, right? You hardly feel like summer with all the rain? Did you get a lot of rain where you are? Hey, Memnor. Not a mod. Yeah, just crazy fast. Painting Salamanca Memnor. Oops, see, I didn't get those connected. There we go. There's a big bubble of fabric right here. It made it tricky for me to connect those. Letting each of those layers dry is important. Otherwise, oh my goodness. Dr. Duck, hello and welcome. Let me put your name right here. How are you? I'm doing good, Memnor. I'm just a little tired, but I'm hanging in there. Monday mornings are always like this for me. I'm not a morning person. I set this stream time to hopefully get myself up and going for the week. H Rise just subscribed. Wow. Let me spell that right. Woohoo! Thank you so much. As I've said before, your subscriptions this month are only half off. Or sorry, they're only half the normal cost because Twitch is running a special. And if you happen to sub, yay! Yes, give hype, give hype. I would mod you, Fen. Fen, hang on. You have to come to my streams more often, though, if you're going to be a mod, Fen. That's... Did it work? It didn't work. Fen paints, that's why. Okay. Yay! Alright. Now you can use the star, I think, Fen. I think mods get to use the star. Glacier Eyes got $24.99. That means you'll get to have a 30-minute coaching with me. That is awesome. Aww. Mega Deej. Woohoo! We're getting subscribers. I'm so happy. Wow. You guys are awesome. Both of you guys are the $24.99, so I'm going to put stars by you so I don't forget. 30-minute coaching. One-on-one. Coaching. It's a good price, I think, because really, I mean, it's half the price. You get a 30-minute coaching with me. And you get to use all my emotes, my cat hair, and my star, and my heart. Like, there we go. Yay. More sub points. Each one of those people. This is 12 sub points right here. These two people are 6 points each. That's, and I'm trying to get to 100 sub points this month. I was at 72. I have to add on my fingers because I am math challenged. So 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. 84. Woo! That's amazing. I'm so close. I only need less than 20 points to be at 100 sub points. And then, yeah, I know, that's crazy. 84 points. What happens when I get to 100 sub points, and I think that's a lot for an affiliate, I'm going to apply for partnership. I'm worried about not getting it because it's September, and so lots of people are going to be subscribing because it's half off. So they might not care as much, but I'm hoping that that's still a really good amount for, you know, and they'll take notice. So cross our fingers. Lots of hype for Glacier Eyes and Mega Deej. You guys are awesome. You can see how happy I am. Woohoo! Everybody who follows me, everybody here watching is helping the stream. You don't have to contribute money or subbing or anything. Just by watching me, you're helping me. Another way you can help me is by sharing my stream when I go live and letting people know, oh my gosh, Shoshie, my favorite painter is on. Guys, come watch. That will help me too. I know it seems silly, but it is a big deal. A lot of people, everybody has about 100 friends on Facebook or on their social media, and I'd say odds are that a good amount of those guys are gamers, and each one of those people has 100 friends, and you see just one share can end up making a huge difference for the stream. Yay! Hey, Whippoorwill Games! Memnor subbed! Oh my goodness! Woohoo! Memnor! Awesome! That is awesome. Let me see where the bot said. Yay! Awesome. That helps me. Yay! Hype for Memnor. You've only got one what, Dave? Davska? What did I miss? Oh, one emote? Yeah. Glacier Ice says, watching my streams helped me paint so much since I only began like a month ago, and so I'm gladly contributing. Oh, that makes me so happy. You know, it's so funny because, I mean, part of the reason why I do this is because I believe very strongly that each one of us has a purpose to like put some kind of good into the world, right? That's my personal credo. And for me, my art is my good. And what I can do more than just make art is I can have other people learn art. And the thing is that I know how much joy I get out of it and how much it's like really like medicine for me, and that it can be like that for other people. So, and I've said this before, you know, this is my medicine, and I want to share it with everybody else, and maybe it will help enrich and make other people's lives better too. Yay! That's so cheesy. Hey, Akopeka, thank you so much for following. Let me write that down. My pen. That's okay, Dov. You can have one Facebook friend. Let me see. Mako Pekka. Mako Pika? Your purpose is to paint tiny 32mm women draped in outfits made from monster parts. Yes! Yes, Kingdom Death. Absolutely. Razar's a sculpting person but loves my streams. It's art and a class. Yay! Yeah, does anybody know of any other people that do painting like a class? Because that was one of the things that I liked about, you know, my stream, is that I wanted to make it so that you guys could actually really feel comfortable about asking stuff, and I would get better as a teacher, because really I can't get better at teaching unless I'm doing it. You know what's funny is that I'm sitting here blabbering on, and it's actually making it easier for me to paint because I'm not like 100% hyper focused on my work, which is making it like more relaxed. And I'm very much a social painter, and it helps me to be talking or doing something else other than just painting. I like usually have to be listening to something, or watching TV. Oh, your daughter is your Facebook friend? That's awesome. I bet she's got a lot of Facebook friends, because Facebook and daughters, it's like the telephone for them. My daughter doesn't really call people. She just Facebooks, or yeah, she just Facebooks. Instant messenger. Okay, so that's really light, and that means I need to add some more green. I'm gonna see what happens if I add oh yeah, that's nice. That helps. When I add the green to the orange, it lightens it up to more of a yellow. It also glows a little bit. I'm the best place to learn from. Yay! You like other streams for different reasons. Yours is the only one that has that much informative, and that's what makes it stand out from the others for me. Yes, that's great. You know, I really hope that Twitch will notice that. I know sometimes I don't think they don't really care about the content that much. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know how much they delve into it. I think as long as you're getting viewers, that's what they care about. Oh, I love her leg. You guys see how it fuzzes up, and so that's kind of like, really like how it does that. They don't care about booby streamers. Exactly. They bring numbers but trash content and their partners. Yeah. I don't know what to make of that, but I'm not about to become a booby streamer. Sorry, guys. Just some of my Kingdom Death models. That's it. Those can be the substitute. Oh, I don't know how many people, probably hardly anybody, but I just got in touch with a local convention here in town. I live in Illinois, in Champaign. There's a local convention called Winter War, and it's in January, and I'm going to be, they said that I could set up a booth at Winter War and do basically sell lessons in a sense. So what I'll do is I'll have a table, and I'll have like 6 people, and I'll have different time slots, and I'll teach these like micro workshops. What I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do, is micro workshops that are maybe like an hour long each, and yeah, that'll be cool. They said that because they normally don't let people charge for their, like if I were to actually teach classes that were in the catalog, for whatever reason, they don't let you charge because it's all volunteer work. But if I have a booth in the dealer hall, then they'll let me charge. And then it's just like, you know, selling anything. So that is what I worked out with them, and they're going to set up a table for me, customize it so that, you know, I've got everything. They did say that if I did want to have something within the catalog as well, that they could maybe reimburse me for supplies only. But I think for a business model, it makes more sense just to set it up, and just pay for my own supplies. It's not that big a deal. Make it part of the cost of the workshops. The name of the con is Winter War in Champaign, Illinois. It's small, but it's they've got a little bit of everything. They've got a lot of miniature games, a lot of war games. It started out originally as like a wargaming convention, and now they have Pathfinder Society. They have all kinds of stuff. It's pretty nice. And that's in January. And then I'm also going to be teaching at MarCon in Ohio. I want to say that's in Cleveland. I'm not 100% sure, but they have asked me to teach there. I don't have all the details yet for that. That's a ways away. That's in the spring, like May, I think. I'm not 100%. And then I'm going to be teaching at Dragonfall Con, which some of you guys already know about, and that's going to be in October this year. Dragonfall Con in St. Charles, Illinois. So I'm excited about that as well. There is a small chance I'll be teaching at Adepticon this year. I'm really hyped about that. I think if I do teach at Adepticon, I'll probably be teaching my skin tones, because that's going to be really popular. And I will probably do it like a la James Wapple style, where I have smaller, more like lots of smaller classes rather than one big class. You can get a lot more one-on-one attention if you are in a smaller class. What's the name of the con? Let me see. I need to come to Virginia. So I'm hoping to go to Nova. I think that's in Virginia next year. That's one of my cons on my list. What are you missing? I'm not filling you in, Whippoorwill Games. Montreal. Yeah, I would love to go to Montreal. That's on my list. Canada, Ontario. I've got friends in Ontario, and I've got friends in Alberta. And I would love to go to both of those places. Funny, because my friends in Alberta are in Edmonton, and I've got one friend in High Level. It's funny, and he actually is thinking about coming to Dragonfall Con, which would be great. Damn right, Canada. Yay. You don't get cons that are focused on minis and painters very often in the UK. Yeah. So I looked at UK conventions, and because I would love to come to the UK, and specifically the Midlands, because most of my friends are in the Midlands, and actually that's where a lot of the conventions are, because it's centrally located and everybody can get to it pretty easily. And I want to say that Games Expo, there's a UK convention that is mostly board games and I think role-playing games, but it's a nice long convention. It's like 3 days or something, which is long for the UK. That's the biggest barrier, is that most of the UK conventions are only like 1 or 2 days, which stinks, because for me to come clear to the UK, I need to be able to do a convention that's a little bit longer than 2 days. MogCon is one that I would go to. That's more of a War Machine Hordes con. Salute is what, 1 day, 2 days? I don't even think it's one. I think it's just 1 day. But Salute's a big one. There's a models expo, I believe, in the UK as well. Those stripes look so good with that purple. How about BC? BC, is that on the west or east coast? You're going to be moving there, Welsh Avenger? You're in the middle of the Midlands. Okay, so my friends are in like Leeds and Bolton and West Bromwich and that kind of areas. Lots of friends in those areas. I always wanted to go to the Cadbury factory, which I believe is also in the Midlands. Cadbury World? Cadbury World. Anybody who knows me knows that I like foreign chocolate. Foreign as in not American. That includes, I love Canadian chocolate, I like European chocolate, I like UK chocolate, I like Australian chocolate. I don't care for American chocolate. I mean, I'll eat it because it's chocolate, but it's not the best. This brush is like the perfect size for these stripes. We have a Cadbury World? Yeah, I know, right? Blue Goss, you don't know there's a Cadbury World in the Midlands? I believe it's not that far from West Bromwich, but I'm not sure. You're in the Potteries. It's generally known around the world as Wedgwood. Oh, yeah. I know where that is. Yeah, I've heard stuff that like somebody closed down the Potters too, and I'm not sure what was going on, but there are less of them than there used to be. Okay, so we got our orange stripes, very stripy. We're gonna shade over those with the green, shade, highlight, tint, yada yada. It changes it. What are you doing, cat? My cat is standing right next to me and she doesn't know what she wants. There we go. And then I'll show you guys. I'm going to just take a little bit of this. See, this goes over the green, but just barely enough to delineate that line. I want it to stay greenish, but I want it to also have a purpley look. Here we go. That's why I'm using a more reddish color. Let's see what happens when I put this on top of the cauldron. Class, you remember when watching Next Level or Slow Fuse and some of the streamers were talking about streams so they can't get to everyone? I don't know what you mean, Art Evolve. Oh, because I'm sitting there spacing out. Hey, Major Dodo. What's that face for? Yeah. Oh, it feels like a copy paste. It does. Art Evolve. I don't think anybody here's in the hurricane zone. Not anybody watching right at the moment, anyway. Oh, participation in chat. I try really hard. I try to, it is difficult. That's why usually on Wednesday nights we have Mike here with me. Although he doesn't always read me chat. It's so hard. But I do the best I can. Painting, so here's the thing. This is something I want you guys to understand. So we both have two hemispheres to our brains, the right and the left. And the right brain is responsible for things like painting and anything creative. The left side is for talking and language and math. I happen to be a little bit more right brain dominant, so I can switch back and forth a little more easily than some artists. But if you notice that there's a lot of artists who kind of zone out, and including myself, while I'm painting, it's because the right brain has grabbed dominance and the left brain cannot talk while the right brain is going, and vice versa. The right brain has much more difficulty staying in the quote-unquote zone when there's talking. So I guess what I would just have to say is when you're participating with your streamers is give them a break when they're in that zone, because that means that they're in the right brain mode. Switching back and forth is can be really tricky. So I try my best. It's not always easy to paint and talk. So I muddied up this green a lot with that purple, so I need to go back, highlight it with the yellow where I want it. Yeah, that's exactly. I understand. Sorry, we were talking. You zoned out. They don't participate. It is hard. I have to make myself look at chat quite a bit. All right, so all of this is getting really. I'm gonna have to futz around with it to get it to blend right. Because you can see it's like sticky. I think I'll use a little white. There we go, that's better. There are some streamers that can't talk and paint. And you'll see them because they'll just mostly be painting. Alright, I gotta let that dry. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys watch me. You know? And it helps me to have kind of like painting outlet because I'm home pretty much by myself most of the day anyway. Oh, I messed that up so bad. It's not smooth. I'll have to figure out something else. Let's find a transition color because that color is not working for me. Let's see if I can use this green right here. It's going to be similar. I need to shake this really good. This is Aradia green. You watch me sometimes, but then you need to sleep. Hey, any Australian that gets to watch me is awesome. By the way, Major Dodo here is a streamer. He's also one of my mods. One of these days, and it's probably going to be in October before I get a chance to do another Aussie stream. But I'm going to have Dodo host with me, and I'm going to do a special Aussie stream. Oceanics time zone stream. I've done one before, and it was really fun. Right, that's coming back. I don't know what I did, but I did it. It came back on me. I think it was that transition color. I think I need some blue, maybe? Yeah. It was a transition color to smooth out some of this choppiness. There we go. You have to be so careful. See, because I got it muddy. Green and purple are both secondary colors. That means that it takes two primaries to make a secondary. But when you have a third color, when you mix two secondaries, you get a tertiary color. And they're almost always a muddy color. So I'm desaturating with my white in hopes of, that's how you unmuddy something. Desaturate. And white is a good way to desaturate. Right. Hey, Rainer. What are you doing? Your birthday is in October? Okay, so we won't do it on your birthday unless you want to. But we'll do something. We'll do something in October, okay? I need to see what this looks like with the cauldron. Not bad. I'm not in love with it. I think it needs more lighter green over here. Takes notes. Is it a good way, desaturating? Oh, you must have just heard my whole right brain process. It must have been. Okay. We need to do something down here with this foot. I'm not wild about it. Do white and yellow. Ooh, we got a mint. That's not what I want. But it's okay. Actually, that mint is a good base to put that bright glowy green on top of, actually. Now I have to try to blend mint and purple together. Ah, so hard. Use that reddish color for transition. You know, it's poopy color. Yeah, desaturating the initial color to reduce the blend is a perfect way to describe. Yep. And it didn't work so well right here. Let's color her toes a little bit green because that light is hitting her toes a little bit. Did you get to see the face, Rainer? I'm sorry, guys. I'm showing the face again because I'm just so happy with it. And I don't think Rainer's gotten to see this beautiful face. And hat. So Rainer, I got to use my airbrush. This is mostly airbrushed. And so I airbrushed the base, and now I'm going in all. It's so easy compared to just painting it. Because I highlight up and then shade down, and it's, oh my gosh, it just takes so much of the work out of it. Yeah, I've never really put that much work into airbrush before, but this time I was like, all right, I'm gonna do each of the base coats. So here's her cape with the big cat hair on it, and then she's got this little pouch right here that clicks in. This is such a dynamic sculpt. That. I'm 90% sure that when I send this to Australia, I'm going to have to disassemble it and then have him assemble it when he gets it, because I think it's safer. So the thing about this model, Rainer, is that it has sort of garage kit. This model is big enough that it has sort of a garage kit look already, and I'm kind of just going with that. And I'm not doing a lot of texturing and a lot of it's all pretty smooth, which is okay. I want these stripes to be better though. Hey, Beefton. Yeah, so with this, like for instance with the cloak, I didn't do much highlighting at all. I shaded down. I'll show you, give you an example. I've got a little bit of blue and a little bit of this purple. And all I did was really kind of shade down. And then I blended that up. And that, I mean, it's just like, boom, there it is. It goes really well with my sort of watercolory style too. This is a little bit too much water. It does tea stain a little bit, and here it looks a little bit muddy, but that has more to do with what I was using. See that we can use a purple, and it's much better. If you use the blue, it's like it's a step too far. There you go. Hey, Pixel. All right, I'm just gonna, it's so funny, I pick up something and I'm like, oh, I need to add a little highlight over here, a little bit of light purple, and blend that in. Do a lot of wet and wine blending. That aside. So I'm almost entirely using scale 75 on this, and just an itty bitty bit of P3. The P3 is more satin, and so it layers a little differently. Put that shadow underneath that button. Whatever we decided it was. Did I use scale 75? Actually, I used a mixture of things. I used Reaper for the face, like a rosy, I can't remember what, it was one of the skin tones for Reaper for the face. For the purple, I used Model Air. It was like a very light, it was a light purple. It was darker than this. Well, it was like this color right here. And for the brown, I used Army Painter. I was really, yeah, this is like Army Painter brown right here. And of the colors, the Army Painter chipped the most. So I'm not as happy with Army Painter, but it's a pretty brown. And I can just go over it with a little P3. It's not that big a deal. Oh, do I have it with me? Hold on, let me find it. I have a hack for you guys. Hold on, let me go get it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something and show you because this is pretty dang cool if I can find it. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. And this is what I found. So, most of you guys might not even think about this. This is a nail polish correction pen. Nail polish. I got it at CVS Pharmacy. Quickly and easily erases manicure mistakes. And it comes with acetone in this and these little tips. And so, you see how I've got that little scratch right there? So I can kind of tap that and burnish down the edges of the scratch a little bit so that I can polish over it with paint. Hold on, I gotta take my glasses off. So specifically right here. Let that dry. Put that back on. And now I've got my paint. This is the leather brown that I used from Army Painter. It's pretty nice. It just does chip a little bit. Okay, so that acetone doesn't take too long to dry. And then go back over it. Do you see how nice? That works pretty well, actually. There's another chip over here. See, that was worth waiting for, huh? Here's another one. And you don't want to like actually, what it does, it just melts the chip back onto your model so that it's not kind of sticking up and raised. Let it dry a little bit. There we go. See, and I can't even tell where it was. That way you don't have like a little crater where the paint chip was. Much better. So what do you think? Nail polish correction pen, yeah. It is like that. Hi, Bingmington. You'll like your scale paints via airbrush if you haven't yet. Oh yeah, I will have to try them. I haven't used them via airbrush yet. I'm just trying to smooth that out a little bit with the X-Acto as well. And then yeah, I think what it's nice about it is it's like sanding, but not as damaging. It doesn't damage. And then let's say, whoa, what are you doing, cat? No. If I got a little blob of paint somewhere, like for instance, there's some white right there on the metal. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Let me try it. I can go up here. I can't. I think that might be a chip. Yep, that's a chip. It's just taking it off more. But if you did have a little blob of something there, you can take it off with the nail polish correction pen as well. Get her little toes. See if you can see that. Toes. I need to figure out the transition between this green and this purple a little bit. Blue is a transition between purple and green. So you can also desaturate down in order to transition as well. Just trying to make it so that it's not as chalky looking. That's better. Now what was I showing you? Oh, I know. This is what I was looking for. This little bit right there. Yeah, that cover is really nice, actually. I'm glad I brought this leather brown down, because mixing it was a pain and it was getting kind of weird colored when I was mixing it. Have a little bit of chunks in it. Hang on, I just see a cat hair. Put my glasses on so I can read chat again. Acetone pen, makeup cleaner. Yep. Here's what it is. Yeah. I just got it in the makeup section. But you can also pick up some. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple little like bumps, and I'm gonna see what happens when I try to burnish those down a little bit with the pen. Let me see if I can take this one out and replace it with another one. It might be out of acetone by now. I've had this a really long time. Yeah, I think it's out, because this is dry. I can't get it back out. I'm gonna have to buy another one. Alright. This one still has a little bit of acetone in it. So the only trouble with the airbrush is that it does seem to, like, dust is a big problem. And I'm not really sure. See that? That was just dust. Lots of dust in my studio. And it builds up and flies all over the place and lands on my models while I'm painting them. And then I can't always get a super smooth coat, unfortunately. There we go. Oh. Even make a mistake. Go in there with water. Clean it up real quick. There we go. Alright. Oh, the acetone is making me... Yeah, don't leave the cap open. Ooh, it's strong. Put that aside. I usually keep that in my toolkit because it's always useful. Yeah, it's cat hair. Davska, mainly looking at the sets for the moment so you can practice on some cheap models. Not too worried about colors you won't get. Yeah, the sets are great. Are you talking about scale 75? I would get the metallics to start out with and see how you like those, because those are the best ones. Those are the ones you're going to be the happiest with. At least in my opinion. realize there's another stripe down here I completely didn't finish. My orange layer on that after I get high on fumes. Exactly. You were thinking metallics for future dragons you paint on? Awesome. And so Army Painter Tigress Dark, I don't like that much, and I'll tell you why. It is good for a beginner painter, but if you're gonna get serious about painting, it is just not pigmented enough. This is my personal preference. You do not need to, take this as the, the gospel or anything like that. Everybody likes different things, but for me, for my money, I'm going to buy a different paint because I'm going to end up doing way more layers of this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a few Army Painter colors that are great, that do really well with coverage, but not every paint in the set is the same. They are not consistent. And that's true with any paint. Any paint that you get is going to have some colors that are just not going to work for you. But I'd say for Army Painter, more of them than not don't work for me. They just take too many coats, and I'm too impatient. And I want a nice opaque, like even this orange is getting on my nerves here because I'm having to layer the yellow first and then layer the orange on top in order for it to even work out. So you can go with Army Painter, but I recommend getting another line with it. All right, that's good. I like that. You got one stripe leg and one regular leg. Now, I want to show you something with stripes, and especially with fabric. Anywhere, I'm going to take that orange and I'm going to lighten it up with yellow. Anywhere there's a bump, oops, big cat hair. Oops. Anywhere there's a highlight, I'm going to highlight the orange. As if it were being lit up a little bit, right? That will make it appear more voluminous. And the same thing goes with the purple. I'm going to go with a little bit of the it here. Kind of make it light, but not too light, because I don't want the purple to be chalky. I'm putting that in the same spots. So Nico-chan, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back after the stream and then fill all that up and smooth it out. So Army Painter worked for you, but you also only just get started when it comes to painting. You have a lot of patience apparently. You spent 8 hours. Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody's different. Definitely. Yeah, and I do think that Army Painter is a good paint for a budget. But if you're gonna be painting over time, anything will work. Even if you go buy craft paint from like Apple craft paint from the store, that'll work too. Artist acrylics work. What works for you is what you need to get. Whatever works. All right, I'm gonna write down Soniko-chan. Welcome and thank you so much. So we are actually at the end of my stream time. I'm gonna take a look and see who is streaming, who I'm gonna host. Let's put old girl right here. Let's see if I can prop her up so that you can see her face okay. There we go. Throws all your paints on the floor. No more stream. Let's see. We got Flickster. He is doing his September sellout month. So I think I will throw him a bone and we will host him. He will appreciate the followers. If you want to head over, I'm gonna host Flick. Oh, I got a Salamanca. Okay, let's see. There we go. That's perfect. Right, guys. Thank you so much, and I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. All right, bye-bye.